Amin wrote in with a question about how to evaluate a film option that's been offered to him. Hi, I'm Entertainment Lawyer Gordon Firemark, and this is Asked and Answered, where I answer your questions about the business so you can take things to the next level. So Amin has been asked to negotiate a deal with a production company that wants an option on a friend's life story rights. The question is, how do we know what the price that the price they are offering is a good one? So how can you know whether an offer you've received is a good one? Well, mostly, I have to say, that comes down to three things: research, experience, and intuition. Research can tell you a lot about the situation. You'll want to look at similar projects in recent years and gather data about what those folks received. Look at the people and the companies involved and what they've been involved in the past, and if you can find out anybody's quotes, that's very helpful too. Look at what other participants in this project are getting, and ask around. But don't rely too heavily on the opinions you get from your friends and family unless they have the next component. That's experience. Probably the most important tool you'll have in evaluating an offer is that experience. Your own, your friends and colleagues, and that of your representatives and advisors. One of the big advantages of having representatives, an agent, a manager, a lawyer, helping you with your deals, is that they work in this business all the time. For every deal one client sees, we see multiples of that, because we have more than one client working in the business at any given time. So we have a built-up base of experience and knowledge and wisdom to draw on when we advise our clients and represent them. But your own personal experience is valuable too. You may have factors that you consider that wouldn't be obvious to your lawyer or agent or manager. Maybe you've worked with these folks before and they're so much fun to work with that you'd do it again regardless of the money involved. Or maybe the converse is true. They were so difficult that no amount of money could make you do business with these folks again. Your experience combined with your research will naturally inform the third component of things: intuition. Listen to your gut. What is it saying about the offer? If you were to take the offer, how would it make you feel? If the answer is anything but great, think harder. Why is it less than stellar? Ultimately, knowing whether an offer is a good one is only the beginning of things. What comes after receiving the offer is really where the rubber meets the road, and that is negotiation. Now, there are lots of approaches to negotiating, but ultimately, it's about asking for what you want and making sure you get what you need from the deal. Again, this is where working with your representation is really important. I have yet to see a deal that wasn't improved through negotiation, and the ones that get handled by professionals receive the most of those kinds of improvements. So, unless the deal you've been offered is a real turd, a steaming pile, you can make a counteroffer and eventually strike the deal that does make you feel really great. Or if you can't conclude that, or if you conclude that that can't happen, you just say no to the deal. I would always prefer to feel bad about a deal that didn't happen than bad about one that did, and for which I worked hard and invested my energy and ultimately got burned or embarrassed. So to recap, when you evaluate a deal, look to research, experience, and intuition. Consider what you really need out of the deal and determine whether everything is covered. And negotiate. Oh, and get some help from an industry professional. A lawyer, agent, or manager can provide lots of valuable input. If you have a question that you'd like to see featured on this feature, Asked and Answered, hop on over to firemark.com/questions. I'll see you next time.